Hi, Paul Slackus, Good News Planet, speaking to General Pete Osmond. Hi, General. How are you?
I'm doing well, Paul. Delighted to be back with you.
Well, each year I'm always, I would say, respectful for all the good things that your organization does, Toys for Tots. And during the year when I see other outreach by other corporations and other media partners, it says to me what you've been doing is the right thing. And how long have you been doing it?
Wow, the Marine Corps has been doing the Marine Toys for Tots program now for 65 years, and I've been the lucky guy to be able to head the organization over the past 5 years.
Okay. So tell us about the organization, what they're doing, and how the public can literally help.
Well, as I mentioned, the Marine Corps has been conducting the Marine Toys for Tots program for 65 years. Began with a single campaign in Los Angeles, and the Commandant back then was taken with the program and said, I think every reserve unit next year ought to do one of these, so that happened. And the program began to expand very quickly. And, in fact, this last year, we conducted 722 campaigns in big cities and little towns across the country. And this year we've upped that by 20, so we got 742 campaigns taking place with a coordinator that's working hard with a bunch of volunteers to help bring the joy of Christmas and send a message of hope to America's less fortunate children.
And what happens? I mean, we've been out there, but tell us for those that might never have been at a Toys for Tots event.
Yeah, I mean, Toys for Tots is really quite simple. Marines or our volunteers collect toys in a town or city. They then take those toys, sort them out by age and gender, and then distribute them to the less fortunate children in that community. So know that when you make a donation, it's going to stay right there in your community to help someone who otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to enjoy Christmas as a youngster should. So it really is important for the local community to rally behind this program. Lots of ways to do it. You buy that toy and drop it in one of the drop-off barrels. You can go to our website and make an online donation that can stay local. Or if you want, you can vector it to the Northeast. We have kind of redoubled our efforts this year in those areas affected by Hurricane Sandy. But nonetheless, it's your choice of how you want to do that. Or you can volunteer your services. I mean, I can tell you that every coordinator is always looking for additional pair of hands that he can use in the warehouse to help with the sorting of toys. So, lots of ways that people can get involved in their local Toys for Tots campaign.
Okay, and that is through the website. They can say here we're actually down in Brooklyn here in New York area. So are we able to find a number on the website that will help us and direct us where to go and what to do?
Absolutely, yeah. In fact, the campaign coordinator in your area, I just happen to know him because I've been working with him a lot this year, and that's Staff Sergeant Sawyer, running a great campaign there in the New York, Brooklyn area, and I can guarantee you he can use the support. I mean, I don't have to tell you that that area took a pretty hard hit from Hurricane Sandy, and as much as we have tried to force additional toys in that direction, they can always use more support.
Okay, beautiful. What other things should people know about the organization?
Well, one of the interesting things we did, again, trying to bring some focus to the Northeast, was we teamed up with the Blue Angels this year. They have a support aircraft that carries all of their support equipment when they go across the country doing their flight demonstrations. And this large aircraft, it's a C-130, and it carries a lot of cargo. It affectionately is called Fat Albert. So we teamed up with Fat Albert again this year. We've done this in the past. And Fat Albert flew out of Pensacola, where it's home-based, into Atlanta, picked up a couple of pallets of toys, into Washington, D.C., where we loaded on some additional toys, and Santa Claus got on Fat Albert as well. And we flew up to northern New Jersey to deliver the toys to 5 of the campaign sites that were hit particularly hard by Hurricane Sandy. In fact, one of them was the campaign site out of Brooklyn. So Staff Sergeant Sawyer and some of his Marines showed up. They had a huge truck. We loaded them up with toys and sent them on their way. And as I've talked with Staff Sergeant Sawyer during the campaign, I keep telling him, hey, you keep finding more families that need help, let us know, and we'll force feed toys there. And fortunately, the folks in the area have been generous as they can be, and it looks like he's going to end up with a very successful campaign.
You can also become literally a sponsor, partner and sponsor. I know, and we've done quite a few stories with Toys R Us and Babies R Us. So a corporation can get involved?
Oh, very much so. In fact, our corporate sponsors really do help fill in the gaps, both with gift in kind as well as monetary donations. And you mentioned Toys R Us. They are our largest corporate sponsor, have been with us now over 6 years and do a great job for us. And so, their support allows us to reach communities that may be suffering a little bit more, that might need additional toys and that kind of thing. So, it gives us great flexibility in helping campaigns that are having a tough time. So, corporate sponsorship is really important. And I mentioned volunteers. I mean, we have tens of thousands of folks that volunteer their time each year to help the local campaign and the collection and the sorting and distribution of toys. So, lots of ways for the community to get involved.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I love how simple the website is as well. Request a toy for your child, make a monetary donation.
Right.
And here's a great one. Host a local Toys for Tots event. Right? I mean, that's got to be I'm sure that has changed many a person's life by doing something like that.
Sure. I mean, for a business in particular, it just connects you. Another way to connect with the community in a very positive way. In fact, this afternoon, when we talk about volunteers, we've got our number one volunteer that's going to come back and help us again this year, and that's the First Lady. The First Lady has been a tremendous supporter of Toys for Tots the last 4 years. She's voiced her support, but even more importantly, she's shown up at our warehouses, rolled up her sleeves, and helped sort toys. So I'm going to join her this afternoon in one of our warehouses in the D.C. area, and once again, she's going to lend her support to Toys for Tots.
There it is. As they somewhere say, talk is cheap.
That's right. Yeah, the First Lady leads by example.
There you go. Last question, General, and thanks so much for doing all this wonderful, wonderful outreach for our youth. What's good news for you?
The good news is that when we get finished talking, Paul, I'm going to be able to pack up my stuff here real quick, run up to Anacostia and join the First Lady in an afternoon of sorting toys, and it doesn't get any better than that.
There you go. All right. Thanks. Always a pleasure, always an honor, and so much thanks for doing what you're doing. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye for now.
Take care. Bye-bye.